Uh-oh. Happy Easter, FlossTube. It's a wonderful day when we celebrate the resurrection of Christ. Those of us who are Christians and do celebrate that day. It's also a wonderful day of treats and fun. This was my treat today, a dark chocolate bunny. And now it's headless. I hope you all have had a great day today. It's Easter Sunday 2018. How did that happen? Oh my goodness. Welcome everyone. If you're a first-time visitor, I'm so glad you've decided to spend some time with me today. If you're a returning guest, welcome to you. I'm Donna Ray, and this is Flannel Jammies Farm. FlossTube number 6. Today I am wearing, I don't know if you all can see you this? This is my Eat, Sleep, Cross-Stitch, Repeat t-shirt. I saw Stephanie from Ivy House Crafts had one that said Eat, Sleep, Knit, Repeat. And I got a little jelly, of course, so I thought I had to wear my cross-stitch t-shirt today. This comes from a place on Etsy called Tushy's Tees, and I'll link that below in the video description. I wanted to thank so many of you for the charming mentions after video number 5. We had Pat Ryan as a very special guest who gave us, in the words of some of you, a life-changing ironing lesson for your works of cross-stitch. Pat is an incredible wealth of knowledge. She has so much experience, and I do hope to have her back in a future episode. I'm hoping she'll talk to us a little bit about antique samplers. That would be great. But so many of you gave me a charming mention this week, and I wanted to thank you. Jordan and Jamie at Basic Stitches, you had shouted me out or given me a mention before and came back and did it again, and I just want to give you an extra thank you for that. Others that gave me a mention on their channel, Andy at Nana's Needles. Hi Andy, can't wait till you get here this month. I'm excited. Country Stitches, these two ladies are so great. They're kind of new to FlossTube and they do lots of traveling for retreats, so I'm hoping that they'll travel to Dying to Stitch for one of our future retreats there. Stitchy Ray Stitch Away, Tess at Therese Warner, Chantel at Stitching My Way with Chantel. I had to get on her shop and order a couple of superhero needle minders after I saw her, so hopefully they're on their way to me. Yay! Addicted Sisters and Rachel in Stitches. She's a kind of a flooby like me. She's new to FlossTube, so I hope you'll give her a look. I'm going to link everybody below so you'll be able to kind of take a look at their channels. So many others mentioned and posted and FlossTubed about Pat's joining us, and I just again want to thank you for that. I wanted to give a couple of mentions of my own. First of all, I want to say a big hello to Pat Rediger. Pat is my neighbor across the street, and she discovered that I have a FlossTube channel, and she's been watching every episode as a faithful friend would. So Pat, hello! It's so nice to see you. I'll see you a little later. I also want to talk about a new FlossTuber, Victoria's Creative Crafts. Victoria is a Georgia Southerner, and she does lots and lots of crafts, so many things, and now she's come back to cross stitch and is hooked, totally hooked. She describes her profession as pupil transporter or student behavior specialist. She's a hoot. I laughed with her and had so much fun during her first FlossTube. Victoria's Creative Crafts. Also Stephanie in Stitches, she's fairly new. She's a teacher and she's beginning to design her own cross stitch. Her mom was a needle point designer, I believe, and so she's starting to make her own designs in cross stitch, and it's a lot of fun to watch. She's doing some really cool Halloween stitches, including one of her own designs that includes details from Salem. Okay, Fangirl Stitcher. She's new to me, not new to FlossTube, but I recently found her and was blown away. She did the Star Trek pillow sampler. If you haven't seen it, it's stunning. It's amazing. Yes, we are Trekkies. So this thing blew me away. There's Spock, and there are the emblems, and the Enterprise, and it's just amazing. And her stitching on it is to die for. So the other thing, Fangirl enabled me to buy the All Souls band sampler. I had been looking at the All Souls Quaker style sampler for a while. Didn't know they had a band sampler. So yeah, that had to go in my online cart. There we go. Always enabling each other. Fangirl, I just want to warn you, she does swear just a little bit in her videos. So if that kind of thing offends you, just kind of take care for your ears. Okay, sister stitchers, Heidi and Lindsay. They are adorable. Heidi is pregnant, so that's going to be fun to watch as she goes through that process, and we kind of get to see that happen. These two ladies show you their whips and their finishes, and they laugh together. It's just the most delightful time to spend with them. Sister Stitchers. Again, they were new to me, not new to FlossTube at all. Finally, I want to give a charming mention to my good friend Yvonne, the Night Owl Stitcher. Yvonne, thank you. You are a bright light here in FlossTube land. You are positive, and you are drama-free, and you are kind, and you give us phrases like Fun Day Monday, and you tell us to, order the loaded baked potato, and we just love you. And I want to thank you for standing up and we're just not going to do this. We're going to have fun, and we're going to stitch, and we're going to have a good time. So thank you for being that wonderful force for good here in FlossTube land. All right, other stitchy to-doings. My good friend Lynette, Homesteading on the Home Front, as well as Vol Stitcher and their families, are getting ready. They're up to their eyeballs in moving mess. They are preparing to transfer back to the continental United States. They're both coming to the East Coast, which is really exciting for me. We are excited to have them back in the continental US and visiting stitch stores and maybe retreats together and having lots of fun. So ladies and your families, have safe and easy moves. Leslie Hurley of Fat Cat Flossing, that's fat with a PH and flossing with a PH, she would like to do a shepherd's bush stitch along for her birthday in July. So if you're interested, you can watch her FlossTube number 24. I think she gives details, and you can join along with her. It's really easy. Pick a shepherd's bush design and stitch. It's that simple. I'm going to jump right in. Stephanie in Stitches would like to start an ornament swap. And so I think it's her FlossTube number 3. You can watch that, and she gives you all the details on that. And there's also a link in that video description to kind of join the ornament swap. There are a bajillion stitch-alongs out there in FlossTube land and Instagram land and Facebook land right now. So many to choose from. Of course, we all know Priscilla and Chelsea have lots to choose from. Hi, Priscilla and Chelsea. But there are so many others to choose from. There's pretty much a stitch along for anyone's taste. So jump right in, stitch together, be a part of the community with all of us. Teresa at Kitten Stitcher has a couple of tutorials up, offering us lots of framing tips and tricks for framing our cross stitch. Teresa used to be a framer and has done a lot of framing, has lots of experience, and so she shares some of her best tips and tricks with us on how to pick out a frame, everything from the very beginning all the way through the process to having a fully framed item. So again, 2 tutorials from Teresa. My husband, while I was watching her tips, my husband was busy watching her cats playing behind her. So it's fun for everyone. Okay, so we've all heard the news. Julie, Gulf Coast Stitcher, has opened her own online shop for cross stitch. How exciting is that? So she's got her shop complete with a Facebook page and a Facebook community which you can join. And if you want to take a look at her inventory, it's gulfcoaststitches.com. Okay, magical arrivals. This week I got a couple of magical arrivals. First, I got a postcard from Audrey, Stitchy Witch 42. Audrey lives in Silverton, and this is Bobby the Wonder Dog. Isn't it great? So this is a mural in Silverton. And so the Silverton Mural Society employs local artists to further beautify this charming historical town at no taxpayer expense. Isn't that wonderful? And the proceeds from the postcard sales actually go back to that wonderful project. And so this is Bobby the Wonder Dog, the mural. And so she wrote me a lovely note on the back. And so I'm just very excited to open my mailbox and see something other than bills. Thank you, Audrey. I also got from a sweet friend, FlossTube nose? My nose is itchy. Also got from a sweet friend who contacted me, and that was Tina at Emily Ann's Closet, and said, you know, I saw a couple of things that I thought you might like. And so she sent me the most lovely sampler chart. I'm so thankful. Thank you so much. It's it's Dame Crodle and the Bees. And this is from Good Flora Stitchy Work. Isn't that the best name ever? This is the perfect chart for me. It's got this lovely house, but then look at these beehives. Beehives. And there she is, Dame Crodle, rushing into the house because she must tend to her bees. It's precious. So we are doing this as a stitch along, and it starts today, Easter Sunday, April 1st. And I have got to get cracking on this. I do have the chart, obviously, that she sent me. And I do have all of my flosses chosen. And I have my linen. It's an R&R Reproductions linen in espresso. And I think it's going to be really nice. I'm excited to start this later. Let's move on to whips, my works in progress. Last time you saw us here at Flannel Jammies Farm, I was working on Thou God Seest Me from Heartstring Samplery. And I had put my mortar into the house, and I'd done just a couple of bricks, and we talked about the way that I like to stitch that in my last episode. But I've made some progress. So here we go. Here it is, Thou God Seest Me. And you can see I've got all of the bricks laid into my house, and this wonderful thing happened. A tree sprouted and grew right beside the house. And spring flowers are starting to sprout up from the ground. So I'm glad to be working on this and making progress. And I'll continue until our next video, and hopefully I'll have more progress to show you on this. I really want to get this done. I love this chart so much. Thank you, Beth. All right, next from Plum Street Samplers is Friends of the Heart. Remember I told you that I am doing this as a stitch along with dear friends Anne and Pat and Donna Lee, and Andy at Nana's Needles has joined us from afar. So let's see if I made any progress. I have gotten page 1 and page 2 almost completed. Well, they aren't page 1 and page 2, but they're the first 2 pages that I'm doing. The far right, the far right of this design. And I could not be happier. The colors in this are gorgeous. Remember we talked about that Donna and Anne and Pat and we're going to stitch one of the motifs on each other's samplers. We've actually decided that instead of doing that, There are 3 of these large stars in the design. We're going to actually choose one of the stars and stitch our initials in each other's samplers, which I think will be so meaningful to have my friends' initials stitched from their hands on my sampler. Even more meaningful. Pat is the one who came up with that idea, and as I said last time, I just do whatever Pat says. Okay, next. I was feeling kind of yucky over the last week, and I just wanted to do something sweet and easy and spring-like. So I picked up, I'm going to show you a chart. Do not call the FlossTube police. This is a freebie from Sub Rosa Designs. Anyone can go online and download it. So I'm going to show it to you. Again, it's from Sub Rosa, and it's called Happy Easter. And it's just this sweet little lamb in a basket. Now what I chose to do, where it says Happy Easter, I did not stitch that. I just made a brown basket, and I'm going to attach a couple of tiny silk flowers to that basket so that I can keep this up all through spring. I stitched it on 36 count R&R Reproductions in the pink. Sorry, it escaped me. In the pink linen. And here it is. I'm almost done. I just have a few blossoms to put in the handle and then to stitch on those little tiny silk flowers onto here, and then it'll be finished. I just think it turned out so beautifully. The basket is lovely. Love the edging on it. What a great free design. Just check out Sub Rosa. Beautiful things. Okay, those were my works in progress. I wanted to show you a former fully finished object today. Remember when I did my Nashville Market sneak peek video clips? I had a roving reporter at Nashville Market, and they went into the Blackbird Designs room. Several others did the same type of interviews with Blackbird, and they showed lots of pieces where they had made photocopies of their stitching and then used those photocopies to do decoupaged boxes. I was fortunate enough, May of 2016, Barb and Alma of Blackbird Designs were the featured designers at one of the local retreats here at Dying to Stitch. They brought with them the original sampler along with designs for us to do, and one of them was a tiny little piece that we were to do inside a box. So you've seen the designs now. It's Shall I Compare Thee to a Summer Day. That's the sampler, right? This was actually the one that we did at the retreat, and it was at that time an exclusive for us. They had made photocopies of the sampler and gave us a paper mache box that we created. And so we were able to take their copies, cut them to size, glue them onto the box, add a little antiquing wax just to give it a little extra something, and there it is. We added a little knob right to the top. Now this box originally probably came this way so that the lid was like this. Barb and Alma's intention was that we would do it this way. Sorry for all the noise. That we would do it this way. And what we were to do after we put the knob on was that you would lift the top, and inside there would be a stitched piece. And then we created these little counting pins to go with that, which is just wonderful. I could not bear the stitched piece called Summer Shall Not Fade was so darling that I could not bear to hide it inside this box. So what I did, I stitched it up, and then I went to Michael's, as we do, and I found this frame. And it was the perfect size and the perfect complement for this little stitched piece. And again, this is a piece from the original sampler, just a few of the motifs that they created into this tiny little design that was to go inside this box. But I just wanted to give you a peek to show you exactly what you can do with those photocopies, and some ideas to step outside the box. All right. Oh, let me put that aside. Stitchy pins rolling around in there. All right. How about a peek in my shopping bags? I have been shopping. Oh, well. If you know Sampling of Memories Designs, she makes all of these beautiful little floss keeps and necklaces. This one, I got it dying to stitch this week. You see that? It's got a cow on it. It's perfect. But not only that, it's got a little cow charm. It's so precious. I couldn't resist. It had to come home with me. This again is Sampling of Memories. This is LaDonna Snellbaker. You probably have seen her on Instagram or Facebook and seen her company. She has the most beautiful things. Do check her out. Sampling of Memories. I also, I have never owned Shakespeare's Peddler design. Don't know where I've been, but I didn't have one. And Teresa was showing many of her things at market and after. And she showed a piece that I fell in love with and had to have. So I ordered it, and it's called Magic Garden Sampler. It's so whimsical and fun. I happen to be a master gardener here in the city of Virginia Beach, and I'm always playing in the dirt and growing something. This piece is adorable, so whimsical. There's an arbor and things planted and this fun little blackbird. So fun. So I ordered it from Jen's Stitching Niche. Niche? I know we all do that, don't we? Jen, we need a tutorial. So I ordered it from Jen's Stitching Niche, and she sent it very quickly. No trouble at all. This was a great online purchase. And not only that, but she sent a freebie chart as well and some floss. Just a sweet little spring freebie chart. Thank you so much, Jen. This is precious. I really appreciate it. So, Magic Garden Sampler from Shakespeare's Peddler. Okay, then Tammy Black from Scattered Seed Samplers showed on Facebook and Instagram a new bunny design. Precious bunny design. So of course I said, well, I got to order that. So I got on the website and then I said, oh, and I need that. Oh, and I need that. So I ordered a few things and they came. I love getting happy mail. Look at how cute that is. There's a hare. Do not bend. It has this pretty stuff. And again, inside, the charts were inside this protective piece. And she wrote, Happy Spring with a little smiley face. Oh my gosh. Again, very quick delivery. Easy peasy, no trouble whatsoever. And what I got the bunny, which is called Spring Gathering. Is that not a beautiful rabbit? Oh my goodness, I love it. Can't wait to stitch it. And then I got Be Ye Virtuous. This sampler is precious too. I love the bee skep at the bottom, beekeeper. And I just love those white flowers. White flowers are my favorites. My husband is so kind and brings home white roses just for no reason. And it's just so precious. And the last one that I got from Scattered Seed Samplers is Miss Isabel Black. Look at her. Oh my gosh. Black cat in a great dress. Perfect for Halloween. So as I said, we are beekeepers. We've been keeping bees for about 5 years. We're going into our 6th year. We have done beekeeping in Langstroth hives, which are the straight rectangular boxes that are stacked. And we've also done top bar hives, which are kind of long rectangular boxes, and they're bars that the bees build comb all the way across. This past winter in Virginia was rough, and the spring that came before it was rough. It was very rainy in the spring. Our bees didn't seem to store as much honey, which is their winter food store, as they had in previous years. The winter was very cold. We had a few bitter cold times, lots of snow, which is fairly unusual here. And we, for the first time in our beekeeping journey, lost all of our bees. I blame myself. I'm a very overprotective mother, and I'm a very overprotective bee mama. And I blamed myself. What did I do wrong? What didn't I do? What did I leave undone? What mistakes did I make? And then as we talked to other beekeepers in the area, everyone experienced losses. It was a really hard year for beekeepers. So recently we ordered packages of bees. This is very interesting. So bees come in these wooden boxes with screened sides, and they can be mailed to you. They can come in the mail. They can come by FedEx. We happened to do a group order, so we had a local beekeeper who went and picked up these packages of bees and brought them back to us. We traveled on Friday about an hour away to pick up our 2 packages of bees. We brought them home and we put them into their hives here in our apiary. What's coming up is about a 10-minute clip, maybe a little longer, not quite sure, of us in that process of adding these new bees into their new homes. I hope you enjoy it. Do come back after and we'll have a little chat. Hey everybody, it's Donna Ray. We've got something really special for you today. We've gone about an hour away and we've picked up 2 packages of honeybees to replenish bees that we lost over the winter. It was a really rough winter here in Virginia. Lots of beekeepers lost their bees. It's very sad. But we've got some bees in the bee yard today. And so I'm suiting up. I'm getting my, my bee suit on. And we're going to try to film a little bit of us installing these bee packages into our hives. So, see you soon. Package of bees inside the hive. We're going to open this up and put them in and give them a new home. Okay? Awesome. So what we're going to do first is put some honeycomb that we had left over from another hive. We're going to put that inside this hive so that these new bees will feel right at home. It's like they've got a pre-furnished apartment. Okay, so there it goes right inside. And pretty soon we'll be opening bees. Okay everybody, so here is one of our packages of bees. And they come in this little wooden crate with screened sides. Inside there's a can of sugar syrup to keep them fed. And there's a little cage with the queen bee inside. That queen bee, there's a cork stopper. And just beyond the cork stopper, closer to the queen bee inside the cage, is candy. And what happens is that the worker bees chew through the candy to release the queen within the first 3 days that she's in the hive. So, here we go. Okay, everybody, so what we're going to do now is try to pry open the door of this package of bees. My husband's working hard at that. We'll open that up and we'll take the can of syrup out. As we've made some sugar syrup with some Honeybee Healthy, a little bee tea of essential oils to help them be as healthy as possible. So I've just sprayed the bees with a little bit of sugar water just to keep them busy licking each other and not ferociously flying out and trying to escape.
Hey girls.
What you doing? Is that delicious?
Let's get Mama hanging over here, please.
Okay, so the little cork in the bottom there. The queen is marked with a red dot, and inside the cage, I don't know if you can see her. There she is. Oh wow, she's very active. Okay, so we're going to try to pull this little cork out.
Ah, cork.
You see that little cork, sweet? Oh, awesome. So the cork is out, and now there's just a little bit of candy in there, and the bees will eat through that candy to release the queen. Hello, Mama. So we're going to hang her right here in between the two combs. So remember, it's like a furnished condo at this point. We're going to take that right to the front. Right to the top, rather. Which is so easy with gloves on.
It will be good.
Hello, girls. We're going to give you a new home. Is that okay? You just take the box that the package of bees came in, and here, I'll hold these, baby. Thank you. And give it a good whack so that the bees kind of fall to the bottom. And then you dump them out into the hive. Oh yeah. Shake this way. And shake this way. They're generally about 3 pounds of bees in a package. It's a lot of bees. And so, let's see if I can give you a look. So here they are inside the hive. I mean, there are a lot of bees, right? They came from this package, and we've dumped them into the hive. And I don't know if you can tell, but they're all kind of heading toward the front of the hive where the queen bee is. And that's because they've detected her pheromone, they know who she is, and they want to go where she is. So we're going to close this hive up, and hopefully this will be a very happy and healthy hive of honeybees. Hey guys, so we've got 2 packages of bees in their hives, and we're going to let them rest overnight. We've given them some sugar water. We've given them some wax comb from hives that we had previously, and we've given them really nice spaces to set up housekeeping. So we're going to let them rest overnight. We'll take a peek tomorrow morning. The really cool thing about our hives is they have an observation window on the side, so we can kind of peek in and see what they're doing. Let's see if I can show you that. So we can see these bees have already started to migrate toward the front where the queen is, and that's what we wanted to do. So I'm hoping we're going to have 2 really healthy, really happy colonies of honeybees. Good night, girls.
So what did you think? Putting all those bees in the hive. That was on Friday. This is Sunday. They're doing well. They're flying. We've given them a little bit of sugar syrup to get them started. And we're so excited to see what they do. We are thrilled to be bee parents again. We normally, in the past, when it was time to get bees. We would go out and capture a swarm. So this was a whole new process for us, and I hope you enjoyed our journey as we fumbled through it a little bit. In the past, my FlossTube videos have come about once a week. From this point forward, I'm going to do not such a strict schedule. It's probably going to be every 2 weeks, unless I have something really exciting to show you, or unless somehow my slothful stitching is miraculously cured and I have enough to show you to make it worthwhile. So I'll be back in a couple of weeks and we can meet again, maybe have a cup of tea together and talk about our stitching. Remember that just after I say goodbye, there will be some close-ups of some things that we talked about today, so do stay tuned for that. And until next time, my friends, I invite you to be the grace and the kindness that you want to see in our world. Bye-bye.
If I just say the words, is that enough to make them true? If I just say the words, will you know that I love you? I try to open up my heart so that you can see the truth. If I just say the words, will you know